Wow. Howdy.
Hey.
That was quick. I don't know if I ever had anybody come in that quick.
Yeah, that was
oh, that's
yeah, that was
I got you.
That was me on her phone. Gotcha.
You could have just let me live that lie.
I do that on my streams. You'll see me doing that with it's typically on my phone. I might not leave a comment, but it gives you a good alternative, option on the live stream. See what's happening in the event you have lag. You know how you have people who are sitting there saying, "Oh, there's lag. I can't see." Well, is that their computer or yours? That a second monitor is a good way of seeing whether or not it is yours, you or them.
Is this live?
Let's see. I don't have my monitor up like I normally do. Yep, showing live for me.
Yeah, I'm live now. I can't get it on my cell phone.
I don't have my monitor up like I normally do.
All right, let me mute mine here.
And I don't know, since I'm doing it totally mobile, I don't know. Hey, Life of a Fisherman, good to see you, man. I don't know if it helps you or not, but for me personally, since I do it from a cell phone, it's nice to have a secondary cell phone in front of me so that I, one for broadcasting and then one for reading the chat.
Hey, Stanley, you got a bit of an echo. You got your YouTube muted.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was my other phone. I had to mute it. It took me a second.
Life of a Fly Fisherman. How you doing? Hey, I'll be checking out your channel. I'm trying to learn to fly fish right now. Stanley, you're muted.
I'm muted?
No, you're not. No, you're not. Never mind. I had the wrong window up.
Gotcha.
Let's see if this is available yet here.
We're figuring it out. We'll get there.
There it is. The lag. All right. So, Life of a Fisherman. What are you up to tonight, Life of a Fisherman? Thanks for coming in. Well, so far all I've done, fly fisherman, is go to a open field and get the cadence down. I've enjoyed that so far. Hopefully sometime this week I'll excuse me, I'm sorry about that, I hit my thing. Sometime this week I'm hoping to get out and give it a try on the water for the first time. I also, hopefully, if we can get a day this heat wave breaks.
We've been doing sorry, go ahead. We've been dealing with hurricanes here, and not even like straight up hurricane, but hurricane panic.
Yeah, it's going to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think hurricanes. It's only July.
Yeah.
And if we continue this trend into August, hurricane season is going to be something this year.
Yeah, I agree.
They did on our local weather today. We've had, they said we've had 14 days of 90-degree heat in July, which is one thing, but they're only counting day as if it stayed 90 degrees throughout the day. So, like, if you had a storm and the temperature dropped, they don't count that day. It's gotten over 90, 23 days of July here.
I don't know what to say about that because it's July, and down here, that like we had the hurricane system coming through, which meant a lot of cloud cover, so it wasn't sunny days for the last 5 days. So that meant that our temperatures dropped to 90 degrees, and I'm enjoying every minute of that.
Well,
I'm overthinking it.
We also have 80% humidity.
Now I live by 80% humidity. That's every day for us.
So it feels like 103. It's not every day for us. That's hot. And I live in the city. There's no break from it. So like the asphalt and the concrete warm up, and then you're just trapped in the heat all day.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Adam Mahara? Good to see you, man. I apologize that you got to suffer through my face so many times today. Sorry.
Cheers.
Sorry, man. I did a live stream with A&J Outdoors earlier today.
Oh, man, I ain't seen him in a minute.
He does his Monday live streams, man. Kelly, I highly suggest jumping in on that. We have a good time. I'm not going to say it does anything for YouTube analytics or anything. It's not actually his channel. He has a second channel that he just does his live streams on. And it's just, you don't have to stress about anything, you know? We can all just get in there, have a good time, talk and chat. You don't have to worry about cursing or anything. It's fun. We enjoy it.
It's like a chat room of old.
Yeah, old school. I'll share the link with you. I don't have it on me now, but I'll share that link with you. It's good times.
What are you up to tonight, Adam Mahara? This makes 3, including your video I watched.
Yeah.
Really?
That is how you go viral.
Me and Stanley were talking earlier, and he was just going to show me how to do something tonight. And then I was like, hey, if you don't mind, we'll go live and do this and, you know, get watch time, and other people can learn too.
You got perfect timing, Adam. We're if you're editing a video, we're going to be talking about translating your video into a different language. If that's something you're interested in and you don't already do, I find it very valuable.
Well, I know
new laptop.
We got one of those this year. I'm still getting used to it.
The new laptop?
Yeah.
I'm hoping as soon as I get hired again, get a new job, back on my feet, laptop or a computer or desktop, high on my list of things to go ahead and transition over to.
I hardly talk in my videos because I hate my voice. That actually
join the club.
I talk funny too. But actually, I heard somebody say that, like, especially at the beginning of your video, that if you don't say much in it, like the little clips, like the, what do you call it, the cold opening, you don't say anything, because then it appeals to a broader audience, because it's not just being, it's not like the YouTube algorithm is not just picking up to the English American crowd or the whatever your video language is in. So silence is universal.
I tell you what, I have never heard that in my life, but it totally falls in line with the things that I have heard. I believe that is, in fact, I believe that just hearing it right now, that you'll probably see me doing that in almost every video going forward, because it makes so much sense from the things that I've heard.
I've seen it where, like, you take you take like a couple of seconds, or like you're talking about the other night with B-roll, you take a couple of seconds of this, a couple of seconds of that, 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 and then you're into the music into your video. So like the first 10 seconds of your video or whatever is just kind of a cold opening of what your video is about, and you don't even have to talk.
I'd pursue that. That's kind of pretty much how we do it on our channel. I've never physically attempted to omit any vocals, any audio. It's always been about trying to present, put your best foot forward, and you put your best 10 seconds at the very beginning of the video, or the 9 seconds preceding that best 10th second. That's kind of been the way that we approached the introduction of the video. But it makes perfect sense with a lot of the things that I've heard that you just don't want to talk at all in that introduction. I wouldn't say I would ignore it, but I absolutely understand why somebody would say that's valuable to do it that way. I can see that. It's not so much ignore the speaking, Adam, as much as it is that first 10 seconds. Yeah, that first 10 seconds, more than any other part of your video, it needs to be absolutely captivating for every single reason. And if your audio, there's some people that are audio people, and if that's not your strong suit, don't worry about it. Just don't put it as your first foot forward. You want to sell the first 10 seconds with the first 10 seconds of anything that you can sell, like the absolute best. If audio is not that thing, then cut the audio. It's not going to hurt anything. You just want to put your best foot forward for that first 10 seconds.
Hello.
I always start my video. Yeah, I'm saying, I was saying, you want to start your video. It doesn't matter. You don't really need to cut the audio. You don't need to worry about not doing the speaking. But that first 10 seconds, more than anything, it needs to be the most important 10 seconds. It is the most important 10 seconds of your video, period, bar none. If you don't grab them in that first 10 seconds, you've lost them. And even if you've only lost 10% of your crowd, you have lost 10% of your crowd in the first 10 seconds. That doesn't reflect well.
Right. Yeah, the first, and like I said, I heard before, the first 10 seconds, that is the view track you create.
Yeah.
And this, especially now where there is so much stuff, YouTube is if you don't captivate me quickly, there's 10 billion other things to go watch. It ain't like TV when we were kids. If Dukes of Hazzard wasn't any good that week, you had to wait till next week. There wasn't anything on until that half hour was over.
Anytime you click on a video nowadays, the first thing that happens is 20 other videos are popping up on your screen for somebody else to watch.
Yep. It is definitely a flooded market now.
Yep. Which is fine.
Imagery rather than speaking. Adam, that'll work. The imagery rather than speaking, but make sure it's good imagery, and make sure it's what the video is about.
Yeah.
Like take the imagery from that video if that's what you want to do, and kind of drag your audience into it. Not that I'm some sort of expert. My numbers are small too, as you can see here. I'm just saying that, you learn as much from your mistakes as you do from your successes. I know, like the gift I have is that I do have a way of connecting with experts. I'm good at meeting people. That's like my thing. Stanley, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I apologize. I'm sharing this out on. I got a group over here that popped up on my screen, so I was like, I'm going to share this out while I'm talking on it. Let's see. If you are familiar with extreme Philly fishing, okay, yeah, that comment's been up for a bit. It's not about the chime sound. It's not about the video, anything in particular like that. It's not one thing that's happening that's making his video successful on that. It's just he's using it. That's called if you've ever read the book, and if you haven't, I highly suggest it's called Primal Branding. And they talk about, what's the name for that? Sacred words is what they call it. Every channel has sacred words. not necessarily every channel, but it is a branding thing that you can do. It is a thing that you say on your channel that your audience relates to. And it doesn't have to be words. It can be an audio or a visual cue. But it's basically one of those things. It's like an inside joke that you make with your audience. And your audience appreciates that. And it might be dumb that you do it every single week for 3 years in a row. But your audience will appreciate that they are on the inside joke when you are getting a lot more views than what the audience pertains to. For example, on our channel, and we've gone back and forth with some things, but we say, if we catch a small fish, we will say it'll make a taco. That's on purpose. That's intentional. It's sacred words. It's one of those things where my audience understands that. They get it. That means that I caught a small fish and they have the inside joke of catching a small fish. The outside guy that just searched for a video and found it is not going to get the joke, but it is going to build intrigue to where they're going to want to know what I meant when I said that. And it's not going to turn them off by hearing that. They're not going to get to that point in the video and be like, that was dumb, I'm out. And I think that what you were talking about with the that chime sound is the same thing. It's Pavlov's dogs. You can have that audio sound, that visual cue. It's sacred words, even if it's not words, but it's that thing that you can relate with your audience to, that you make that joke and they're going to get it. And you're not going to offend anybody else, but for the people who get it, you have a bond with that person and it makes them more of a hardcore fan. Signature sound, exactly right.
Nicholas.
Dude, what's up, Nick? I appreciate you joining us, man. I just didn't get my live stream fix. Got to keep going.
Thanks for coming into this one, though. Hello, Nicholas Fluid Outdoors. How are you doing tonight?
So
I don't know.
We were. Go ahead. What you saying?
Talking about that chime sound, I am familiar with extreme Philly fishing. I actually don't live too far from his area. So when I first started doing this, he was one of the things that popped up and recommended. And I'll be honest with you, I have never noticed that chime. I don't know if it's just subconsciously now or what, but I have never noticed that chime on these videos. Hello?
I'm trying to think. We have gotten away from saying the it'll make a taco. You'll see it now in our videos going forward. One of the things that we're leaning on is the family that fillets together stays together. And I kind of let Rachel run with these things. She's the one that makes them up. And I'm just sitting there like, I have to do multiple takes because I'm laughing so hard when she comes up with this stuff. But it's so funny. And I'm like, every time, that needs to be a t-shirt. You need to do this. And then we'll run with it for a couple of weeks. And then she'll come up with something different, 2 weeks later, and be like, oh, that needs to be the thing we need to run with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just my subconscious tunes it out, but I never noticed it. That chime. I didn't even think about it until he just said that.
If you're a fan of a channel, you may tune it out. You may have heard it enough times, I'm trying to think of like what other bigger channels. Leon Lush. You watch him. He has his whole hip thrust the like button thing. Every channel has, not going to say every channel, but so many channels have followed that business model when they do it. Oh, no, now it's Rachel's head. That's my hashtags. Okay, so EPF has the chime that pops up whenever the text does. See, I use the generic swoosh sound on mine. Now spelling his words phonetically. That's funny. I saw another channel doing that earlier too. I kind of laughed about it when I saw the other guy. Now I'm like, oh, I wish I'd jumped in on that trend. So I'm curious. We don't have to do it right this minute, but I am curious. The reason we started this whole this stream, the reason I jumped on here, so that we can translate videos into a different language. Are you still setting up on that? Anybody else have any interest in translating their videos so that you can get it to a few more countries than the one you're sitting in now?
Vlogs is smart. I'm ready. We can go ahead and do one.
I'm ready. Vlogs, that's A&J Outdoors. That's how he pronounces vlog. That's funny.
Let me get the screen here. All right,
guys, take notes. This is how you can get your video out there to an international audience very easily. Do you have multiple browser windows open while you're doing this?
Well, yeah, and the StreamYard browser window and everything, but this is the only one I have open in the box here.
Okay. You may need another one. We don't need to do it right now, but it will help to have another one in the near future here.
Okay.
Now go to that on the left side of your browser screen there. It's got the studio. It's got that little pencil mark channel edits or something. That's the one, yeah. Details.
Details, all right.
And go to, on the left side, it's got where you can edit captions. It's like 4 icons down. One more down. That's the one. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Subtitles, that's the one.
Okay.
Adam, if you have any issues, if you want to pursue this, and I'm not able to help you by watching this live stream, feel free, hit me up, and I'm happy to help you out with it too. It's pretty easy though. Now you have right here on this screen, you can see that you have an automatic English translation that is published, which means if somebody turns on the captions on your video, everybody who's ever posted a video, Google automatically has an English automatic translation. That's what they do is when you publish it, they look at your video and say, well, this is what I think you're saying. And they always get it totally wrong. Now, I don't have the time, and we don't have the ability to sit here and go through editing your captions, but that is a portion of the process, and that is the first portion of the process is editing that captions. So we're going to take a quick look at that before we get into translating it. Go to where it says, okay, underneath that it says English, United States is the video language. That's giving you an option to edit a second set of English translations. If you go to add, that little blue text right there.
Okay, add.
Now, on the right side of the screen, it says create new. We're going to create new captions for this translation. And then I was under the impression that was going to auto-populate. On the left side where it says actions, what are the options over there? Yeah, Nicholas.
Upload a file or download?
Nicholas, I'll address that with you in just a moment. Yeah, you don't want to upload or download. It should give you automatic, which means I screwed this up.
The timing has been auto-generated. Remove auto-generated timing, or
no, don't worry about that. What we did is we created an incorrect file of captions. Go ahead and go back to that first screen. We created a blank file is what we did, and it's because I got the process wrong. Nick, I used to do this with my phone. YouTube changed their stuff. You can't do it at the moment. You will be able to in the near future, but at the moment you need to do this on a computer. And go back one more screen. And then there on the automatic captions, highlight that, and on the right side there should be an ellipsis, the 3 dots on the right side. Yeah, there you go. That one says edit in Classic Studio. That's the one you need. They don't have it on new YouTube Studio yet. There it is. Now you see on the left side how it auto-populated those captions?
Mm-hmm.
This is literally the single most important step of this entire process. Look at hit actions real quick on the left side. Okay, no, that's not right. Scroll to the right side of the screen. Edit. Yeah, hit edit. Now you have the option of editing it. And if you look at each one of those captions on the far left, it has the time frame that those letters are going to be on the screen. And then to the right of that, it's going to tell you what text is shown on the screen. It automatically does this on every single video on YouTube, but they don't always get it right. So if you were to go through, you hit play, you don't have to do this, but you hit play on the video, you can always go back and change it too. Okay. But it's going to have the text. It's going to get it totally wrong from time to time. The 2 most important things about editing these captions right now, and you just go through that whole list and you fix it wherever they got it wrong. But the 2 most important things: edit out the cuss words, right? Because YouTube's going to demonetize you a bit if you have cuss words. And for 2, your video is about, like, say your video is about creek fishing, right? So if YouTube accidentally thought that you meant creep fishing, then you are going to be searchable for the term creep instead of creek. Make sure it's right, because they see this. I mean, they're showing you right here, right now, they're showing you this is what they think your video is about. And if they get it wrong, they're going to screw up more than just your captions. They're going to screw up your searchability. So make sure that these terms are correct. And I'm not going to lie, in that first 30 seconds, you want to make sure that whatever your search terms are, if your video is about creek fishing, make sure the term creek fishing is in the first 30 seconds of your video. It will make it more searchable. So we don't need to do that right now. It's pretty cut and dried. If you want to change the time frame, you want to change the words in the captions, have at it. This is where you do it. But this does take about 20 minutes to go through the entire video and, you know, line by line, make sure you get the words right. You just want to make sure that this is correct before you go and translate your video. Okay. So once you're done, scroll to the right side of the screen and hit publish changes, publish edits. What's up, Steve? Appreciate you joining us, man. We're taking a look at translating videos to different languages. And right there, now you see on the right side of the screen, you have 2 options. You have the English automatic and the English translations. The English translations are the ones that you just did. Automatic is what they think you said. The other one being what you were telling them what you said. And now it's time to translate that. Once you have done that, go back. I'm going to show you the new way to do it, not instead of the old way. At the top of your screen, go back to the previous browser window where you are looking at the video analytics. It's a rough one, Steve. I'm not going to lie. It's a rough one. But if you get this, if you learn this small little thing, you're going to have a bigger audience for sure.
I'm froze.
Yay! That is also part of the process, the computer freezing and crashing. There you go. Okay. Right here, so you can see that second line item says English United States, published. That means you have published a second set of captions. That is going to be the one that they're going with.
Hold on. I'm still frozen on my end. I can't get back to that window.
Okay, it's showing on my end. Go ahead and do what you're doing. It's holding up. But yeah, I totally understand. What's that? Yes, you may, but only for like 30 minutes.
You take that mouse up.
Hey, Nick, appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us. I know you got work, dude. I'm a little envious. Do what you got to do.
Okay.
You see it?
All right. Now what do we do?
All right. From here, you have published a second set of English captions, which is where you're starting at. You're telling YouTube that this is what I said English-wise, you know. Now, this is where you need a second. I'm going to give you like the more advanced way of doing this. You actually need 2 more browser windows. Both of them need to be Google Translate. Because you're going to have to translate this yourself.
Google.com/translate.
Yeah, google.com/translate. Yes, sir.
You all right there?
That's it. The more you do this, the more in tune you're going to be, and you're going to be able to hammer this out a lot faster. But obviously, the first couple of times you do it, it's going to be a little bit more rough. It's just the way it goes.
Of course there was.
There you go. Now, and like I said, this is the fastest, easiest way of doing this. Get these 2 tab browsers open with Google Translate, and then go back to your YouTube tab. Okay. Right. Now on here, under the English, oh no, you know what? Where that blue button that says Add Language, click on that guy, and let's add the first language that you feel like adding. Just pick one.
My wife speaks Spanish, so let's go with that one.
There you go. Okay. Now on this one, let's click Add Subtitles in Spanish.
Is that this or this?
On the one on the right. Let's start with that one. Same thing as what we just did with the English ones. Click that bottom right one, and it's going to say Create New Subtitles. We're doing this one in Spanish this time. Yoruba, I agree. I do all my, well, until recently, I did all of my stuff in like Swahili and Urdu languages I had never heard of before. It's very easy to do. Now, on the top, on the left side there, it says Auto Translate. We're gonna that automatically runs through Google. Hit Auto Translate.
Okay.
And then on the right side, it says Save. Go ahead and save it. Adam, technically, I believe I am an Instagram girl who speaks Yoruba. Go ahead and hit publish.
Publish. Okay. I don't have save. I got publish.
Yep. And that's it. You just published a translation of your captions. This is where it's important to make sure that your captions are correct. Because you just translated all of that stuff that it would have taken you 30 minutes to edit and make sure the words are all right. Well, now you just translated it into Spanish. So you're good on that. Now people can search your video and read the captions in Spanish. Go back to that, and you want to do that for like 20 languages. On the right side of the screen, it says, now this is old school style. This is going to change, but it says add new captions. Go ahead, click on another one. Okay. We can do another one in like 2 seconds.
Okay. Search.
Yeah, it helps when your wife is very hard to understand.
I did my analytics.
This definitely helps.
I did my analytics the other day, and my second most views come from Portuguese.
Yep. Try Portuguese. Type in port. There you go. Let's do Portuguese. And same thing. Bottom side right there. Let's add a new set of captions in Portuguese. Oh, they're there, Adam. They're there.
Auto translate?
Yes, sir.
So that's Portuguese.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What gets interesting, Adam, is when you want to select a certain portion of the country. Portuguese, you have options like Brazil. You have options like Portugal. You kind of need to know what direction you're going with that. And there's more to it. It's a little bit more complex, but that's one of the things. And then on that, you go slide to the right.
I'm buffering.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I can. You see the slow-mo? I'm not doing that on purpose.
Gotcha.
The weather here has been a little ungodly. Everybody must be on the server.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help that it's, the year 2020 where everything that can go wrong.
Oh, good Lord. This has been a year, ain't it?
Yep.
I told one of those street ministers the other day, I'm like, look, if 2020 ain't the year Jesus comes back, y'all just gonna have to give that one up for a while.
If this isn't the rapture, if this is not the apocalypse, then I don't care. Yeah. I don't care what apocalypse you're talking about.
If this isn't it.
like 5-10 years from now, this is the apocalypse. I could give 2 shits. I lived through 2020.
Yeah. I survived 2020. Quit your bitching.
Yeah, exactly right. Nobody will ever be able to complain about anything again.
All right, subtitles added. All right.
You can do that. I mean, that right there, after you have edited those captions, translating them, super easy. It takes 20 minutes to edit them. It takes 5 minutes to translate that into 20 languages. So that's easy right there. Now we've done Spanish and Portuguese. Go ahead and go back to that first editor screen.
So what? You have to open the Google Translate for that to automatic in a different tab?
It's the easiest way. No. I'm sorry. The Google Translate, that's going to be for this next step. Doing the captions, the hardest part is editing them to make them correct when Google screws it up, when YouTube screws it up. YouTube will auto-translate that. But we are going to use Google Translate now to fix your title and description to make this searchable in different languages. If somebody wants to watch your video with a caption in Spanish, they can now do so. But they can't search it in Spanish. That's what we're going to do right now.
Okay.
And if you see right there, that blue link, it says add the titles and descriptions.
Hold on, I lost one of my translate windows.
Gotcha.
All right.
Right there. Okay, so you've got that one in Spanish. We're going to add title and description in Spanish.
So just hit add?
Yes, sir. Now, oh shoot, I screwed this up. Okay, I forgot one thing. Yeah, go ahead and back out of that. I screwed it up. I forgot one step. Okay, right here, copy your title. Now go to Google Translate.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yep.
My mouse wants to be aggravating.
Well, computers 2020, they don't mix.
Oh, 2020 and everything.
Yeah, life.
I have put not interested in this tweet about 183 times in the past 2 days. All right, copy, got it. Google Translate.
And go to the first one. Yeah. Paste that into the English side. Now on the right side, select Spanish.
Okay.
Now go back to YouTube. Do the same thing with the description. But copy that and paste it into the second translate tab.
Let me get this TubeBuddy bar to hide. You see me hitting the thing, right? It's a handy tool, but they put it right there in the way.
Yep. You know, I haven't told many people. You know, I work for TubeBuddy now, right?
No, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a part-time gig, so it's not paying the bills, but it's an honor.
Hey, it's something.
Yeah.
Everybody starts somewhere, right? All right. Now I do that in the second one, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir. Now, before we get on to the next step, I want to take one look at something on here to optimize this. Your description right there says today's smallmouth Bass Creek fishing video with our buddy Out About Outdoors. This is all good. Okay, so right here, this is something to be mindful of. We're about to translate this into Spanish, right? So it says we are headed over to Wade in the Swatara Creek, Pennsylvania. I remember talking about this, and this is for search purposes, right? So don't change this. But something to be mindful of is that that dude down in Mexico City could give two shits about Swatara Creek, Pennsylvania. So in the description, who cares? It's fine. It's not a big deal. But in your title, if your title had said Swatara Creek, Pennsylvania, no, sir, nix that. You want your title to be something that somebody in Mexico would search for. And the same in your description, but this is like at the end of the description. It's not a big deal. The main thing about your title and description on this one are the smallmouth Bass Creek fishing. Somebody in Mexico, they may be searching for that. So you want to find, so you're good on this, but it's something to be mindful of if you're going to change your title and your description for somebody in another country. This is the place where you do that. You change it right here and translate before you add this into YouTube. So now that you've got these translated, and you've got them vetted. You're comfortable with this based on it being verbiage that somebody in another country, in any country, is going to search for. Go back to YouTube, and then we need to go back to the translate. If you could back out of that portion of it, we need to translate stuff again. And this is where having those tabs is really valuable. Because we're going to do this for various languages.
Video details. I need to hit this thing again, right?
The bottom of that where it says the captions.
Oh, yeah.
Or subtitles. That's the one. Okay. Now on the right side it says add. No. Okay. Yeah, what happened here is it has not added. It takes we added Spanish translations in Classic Studio, not the new YouTube Studio. And there's a gap between them being able to communicate with each other. On this one right here, hit add language. They will bridge this gap, but that's what's happening. That's why you can't see it. And then hit Spanish.
How do you like the new studio?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I understand the complaints about it versus Classic. But I do like the new one better. Now here, hit the add title and description.
Is that this or this?
That one right there, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't look up.
Now, on translate, you have translated your title and your description. You're going to copy the translated title and paste it in that field on the right. And then do the same with the description.
I don't know if anybody in Mexico cares about smallmouth bass creek weight and they don't have them.
You would be, you know what? It's not about that. Somebody in Mexico may have been to America, or they may be going to America and they want to catch them, and they'll search for it. One of our big countries of search last year was Turkey. And the reason was because nobody in Turkey had seen 360 videos. I do not like the 360 videos. I'm not going to lie about that. But man, my international traffic, as a result of those things, it's legitimate.
I love you, brother, but I don't watch your 360 videos much.
Don't blame you. Totally understand. It's the other countries.
I do watch your videos. Hey,
I appreciate that. Dude, I don't have the time to describe how much fun that I had with it and how much planning has gone into replicating it down here. We had so much fun.
What do I do now? Translate?
Yeah, hit translate.
Wait, that's my vidIQ.
Oh, that's what you get for using vidIQ.
Probably.
I actually I did an interview with Rob Wilson one time. I love those guys. They're good. Obviously, I have my affiliation with TubeBuddy.
I have TubeBuddy too. Something's up here though. Let me go back.
Yeah, Adam, it's I get a lot of complaints about people clicking those things on for like the television, which obviously isn't going to work. Not saying that's what you're doing, but I am saying that technology has to catch up to some of the stuff. YouTube being one of those. Not everybody gets it, but people in Turkey, they love 360 videos,
Something's off.
and I don't. Sometimes, yeah, there's a little error. You just got to redo it. It takes like 2 seconds. It might have been because we've already done Spanish translations. So they were like, you want a second file of Spanish? Not happening.
Okay, so we go to subtitles, right?
Underneath that? Yep. Yeah,
See?
go ahead and add
Buddy,
it.
right there.
Oh, that's interesting. That's funny. I don't have I don't have a computer, so I never get to see this stuff. I only have the mobile version.
Mm. Add language.
Yes, sir. You won't hurt anything doing that. And I will say it helps to learn the hotkeys.
The hotkeys.
Yeah, like Control C, Control V, typing in SPA when looking for Spanish.
Spanish.
If you're doing this 20 times, it'll save you some time. There's a local guy who hardly has any subscribers, but his 360 work is awesome. Mounted on a pole off the port side of his kayak, so he can strike and fiddle with his lap. Yeah, Adam, actually, I've got a video coming up where you're going to see a little bit of it behind the scenes on what I'm working on to try to accomplish stuff like that. It's rough. It's kind of difficult to get that special shot, but I'm trying. And one of these days I'm going to do it. And if I can get that camera in the water with some dolphins or sharks for an extended amount of time, I believe that'll be a viral video. Making that happen has been a little difficult. And I agree, like that dude, he's got it, whoever that is, that's rad. I'm working on getting myself to that level. I'm seriously trying. And like I said, in about 6 videos, there's a little glimpse of the work that I put into trying to do that.
All right, I'm going through this again. Something keeps. Add language. Spanish.
Finding fish, exactly right. It's all about how, like, you got to experience that moment, and then you got to catch it on camera. It's a 2-part thing, but if you make that happen, that is when you go viral.
All right, now we do the Google Translate thing, right?
Yep.
All right, here's the title.
Hey, Adam, send it to me, man, anytime. And if you ever have any questions, feel free. My DMs are open, dude.
Go ahead and do the description. And I'll use TubeBuddy Translate, right? Or no, I just hit publish. Right?
Get the from the other tab. You want to get the description also.
Yeah, I'm getting that now.
Okay.
I'm a rookie at this too. Anybody watching, so bear with my. Bear with.
I'm a little rusty. I'm used to doing it through Classic Studio. It was Classic Studio until about a month and a half ago, and they just recently changed it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving it the chance I should, because I'd gotten so user friendly with Classic Studio. Now I'm like, ah,
Yeah, but man, New Studio has the
publish.
yeah. Go ahead and publish that. New Studio's got just analytics that are next level versus Classic. So right there, so you've got Spanish published. Your subtitles are published in Spanish. I know it shows that they're not, but they are. It just takes a minute for Classic and New Studio to catch up.
Okay.
But you did Portuguese as well. So go ahead and add language. Let's do Portuguese.
Okay. I have an external mouse is dead, and I keep reaching for it, and then I use the trackpad.
Like I said on this, like this is a little bit more time consuming. I can literally do this entire process. It takes about 30 minutes. Captions and then translating into 20 languages, I can do in about 30 minutes on a video, and it I see a difference of about 17% in views.
Okay, so we add language again, right?
Yep.
And we'll do Portuguese this time.
Sure.
I wonder if the Portuguese views are because bass fishing is big in Brazil.
You cannot predict what people are going to be searching for. There could be, like, you could get a huge influx of people who enjoy your content from India because you wear a blue shirt and that is representative of a political party.
Okay.
There's just no predicting what people are going to search for when you're going on that massive of a scale.
Add?
Yep. Now, on Google Translate, switch them over from Spanish to Portuguese. I got you, Adam. I'll check that out, man. I'm a little backlogged today. I posted a video and I've been live streaming all afternoon. So like I said, I'm a little backlogged, but I will get back with you and I'll check them out. And I'll let you know when I do, so that it's not open-ended. And I thank you. And also, if you ever need any assistance, any of you guys in that chat on Insta, you guys ever need a hand, let me know. I'm happy to do it.
You know, this thing hasn't had a problem all day until I decided to do this.
Well, yeah, everybody's off of work and social distancing, and they're all on their computers and phones and eating up all the Wi-Fi.
Portuguese. Paste. Yeah, sure.
Looks like you got two titles in that field there.
Oh, that's the one that's in Google Translate.
Erase everything in that field and just repost it, repaste.
I think it highlighted in the other window.
Oh, yeah.
I think I copy and paste. Yeah, it highlighted in the other window and copy and paste it. So that would be it right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's get the description. Did I just do something dumb? I think I just tried to. I know what I did right there.
Is that in Spanish or
Portuguese?
Okay, it got translated on the second one too.
No, I tried to copy and paste both of them at the same time.
Ah, so gotcha.
That was the bottom of.
I got to say, one problem I came across doing it 20 languages is I'm using hotkeys. So I'm like copy paste, switch over, different language, copy paste, switch over, doing through that system. So if I accidentally don't hit a key when I do that, then all of a sudden my Chinese is Cambodian and my description is my title in Cambodian, not Chinese. So you got to make sure your key switches are dead on.
I'm in the wrong box. I got it. Okay. You also got to make sure you're in the right space.
Yeah.
Now I'm good. Publish.
Yes, sir.
But Portugal borders Spain, so their languages are similar.
Yeah. And like I translate into simplified Chinese. So I don't do Cambodian and I don't do, God damn it, the other Chinese language.
Mandarin.
Thank you. Yeah, so I do simplified Chinese. I don't do both. I don't have time to sit there and do so many different, languages. You can do your research. What's that?
Asian languages are incredibly complicated.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right about that.
Japanese, French.
It's the Far East that's the most difficult. And it's so funny, just translating YouTube stuff, I can probably, if you put a title in Korean in front of me and a title in Mandarin, I can probably tell the difference. You know what I mean? I can't speak. I don't know a single character in either one, but you can probably like show me them, and I've probably seen enough of it to where I can see the difference. But yeah, they're so strangely unique and so strangely similar. It's hard to describe. Cantonese, that's another one. Yes, yeah. Cantonese and Mandarin. What was I saying? Or was I saying Cantonese? I've had a little bit to drink.
I haven't. Should fix that.
So you need to do, I want to say you need to do some research as far as the best languages. You don't, because you're going to get a hit. Like if you translate into 20 languages, there's no telling. You're going to get a hit just suddenly, all of a sudden, some word that you have in a video is going to spark with somebody in Sweden. It's just, there's no telling. Like I said, we got hits in Turkey. We got hits in Swahili. I can't predict that. I have no idea why they got the blow-ups that they did. It just happens. And this increases your ability to get those pops. Also, I will say, you are going to experience far different CPMs in other countries. The USA has got some of the best, but they have not been our best at times. Like the France, for some reason, we get pretty good CPMs in France. I can't even remember. India is a good country. I do suggest Urdu and Swahili and some of those languages. I've gotten some pretty good CPMs. I've got some pretty good views in those areas.
I have to use Google Translate a lot because some of the Europeans are going to cuss me for what we do to carts here.
Yeah, and you might get views because of that, because of people. But you also might get views that if you can keep it kind of if you keep it generic. If you don't talk about fishing in Pennsylvania, but you talk about for example, okay, so you just did a video, smallmouth bass in creek fishing, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when you translate that, if you were to translate that title to small green fish in creek fishing, God knows what somebody in some other country is going to think of you saying that. It might be bad. It might be good. Who knows? But if smallmouth bass is not something that exists over there, change it to some like Peoria, Illinois doesn't exist over there. So if that's in your title, eliminate it and change it to something that they might actually search for. If they don't have smallmouth bass, change that term to green fish. They might be searching for that, and you might, by sheer accident, have a video explode for no stupid reason. I've literally seen it happen. I know that happens, and that's how you make it happen, is just by being stupid generic.
That's interesting. Thanks for that. I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. It is. Sorry, Kelly. Go ahead.
I said I think this will be beneficial. Americans have a habit of believing we're the only ones in the world that matters. You know, we're the fourth largest in population. That means there's 3 others that have got more people.
Yeah. And you got to take the bad with the good. Your CPMs might not be as good, but who cares if you're getting half the CPM in a country that triples your views?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to make more regardless. And it's that simple. It's as simple as just translating the titles and descriptions, make sure that they fit what people are looking for, and do your captions and translate your captions. Make sure they say what people expect them to say, and then translate them. It's stupid easy. It takes 30 minutes of video, and we're talking about increasing the value of that video over the course of 5-8 years. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Nailed it. Exactly right.
Is this a real language, Yoruba?
I've never heard of it. I don't know. I will say, on Google Translate, as a funny little aside, I noticed you can actually translate your stuff into Klingon.
What bored dork sat down at Google and did that one day?
Right? Exactly.
You know what? I am going to look right now if you actually Google. Let's see if Yoruba's up. It is. Yoruba. It's on Google Translate.
Yoruba?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Yoruba. Okay, I'm familiar with that. Is Yoruba was throwing me off. Yoruba. Is that Africa? Africanese?
Nigerians, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have not gone into African languages. I've not done that one. I say that I've tried it, and I can't remember what languages. There's.
Hey, Heavy, how you doing? Thanks for coming on in.
I just don't remember. What's up? Howdy, good to see you, man. We were just discussing translating videos here. We just finished up translating one for Kelly here.
What you got?
Sudanese. That was one that I did. And I got a few hits, but it wasn't enough to warrant continuing doing Sudanese. But that's the only African. I had France. In French, I had a few hits on that one. I get a little bit of French traffic. Portuguese and Spanish, obviously. And then Turkey were like some of the biggest ones. Turkey was one that I did not expect.
Now, I have a question actually on that. Because I know, like, we were in Mexico and we messaged back and forth. I know you speak Spanish, some, to an extent. So, like, if in a video my wife's speaking Spanish, do I have to go into the subtitles to have the Spanish translated into English for the English viewers?
Yeah, you got to, period, bar none. You have to expect that those translations, the automatic translations, are going to be absolutely dead wrong. Do not trust YouTube. Do not trust Google. They got it wrong. You want to go and check them word for word, regardless of language.
But I'm saying if it's on like if I'm making a video and my wife says something in Spanish on the video, are the subtitles going to come up in Spanish or are they going to automatically translate to English?
They may come up in Spanish. I doubt they will, but even if they do, they're going to get it wrong.
Right.
They're going to, even if they get it right, they may screw up the first few words. You know what I mean? They just, any way that they can get it wrong. I am going to do a video on how bad YouTube screws up captions for our videos. It's like Rachel in particular, it absolutely cannot understand what she is saying. It gets it wrong every single time. And it's funny what it thinks she is saying. Like, it's always a cuss word. No matter how bad, no matter what she's saying or how bad they get it wrong, they always think she's saying a cuss word. Which comes back to the monetization thing. Like if their fail-safe is a cuss word, then their fail-safe is that they automatically are cutting you out of money. Mm-hmm. Which is why it's important to go back and double check those and make sure that they're right. But they always get it wrong. It's comical. She'll be talking about a handbag and they'll think she says a hand job. It's every single time. So don't trust them at all. They're going to get it wrong, regardless of language, regardless of anything.
That made me go around the wrong pipe.
Yeah. Just when you go back and you check those captions, feel lucky when you don't have to change a bunch of them. And it's going to teach you to speak more clear. Yeah, I swear. You go back and you change the captions on 3 videos, and the next time you film, you're going to be like, you know what? No. Take 2. We're going to do this again because I'm not editing that. I don't want to mess with it. You're going to talk better.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't talk so well. You know, it took me like 5 years to order at a drive-through window up here.
That's interesting. What's the reasoning behind? I don't do drive-through windows. I hate them.
Because my draw was so thick, they couldn't understand me.
I can see that. But those microphones are terrible.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's funny, though, is my wife would order for us, and she actually is bilingual.
Oh, good one, baby.
What does she speak?
Spanish.
Okay. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure about that. We talked about so many languages.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, which is a different kind of Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Google has a differentiation on that. Rachel says, she's sitting here in the background. She says, we're talking about Mexico, and she says that's why all of our sugar is free. We go down to Mexico and buy a year's worth of sugar at a time.
You know what I said? I'd like sugar-free. All of our sugar.
Oh, she said no. She went to the store. Oh, okay, yeah. So we went to the drive-through, and she told him she wanted a sugar-free something, a Diet Coke or something like that. She wanted something to be sugar-free. We don't eat sugar here, and they said they looked at her like, "Ma'am, all of our sugar is free here," like the little packets. So yeah, we don't do drive-thrus. We try to avoid them.
That's face-to-face.
Oh, that was a face-to-face conversation?
Yeah. Mass. That's understandable.
Would you like to join us for a minute?
Nobody will understand me.
No, they won't understand you because I'm not here editing your captions.
No, let me go back to that part of that. Sorry.
Your wife?
Yeah.
I understand.
What's that?
Your wife from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I do understand.
Is she a Youper?
No, don't ever say that. I'm not going to even let her know you said that. He called you an upper, a Youper. Yeah, she's all mopey in the background. No, she's South Wisconsin. And they hate the Michigan people.
I'm not even, nobody,
I know.
they can't even understand me there.
I know. And then she said nobody over there can understand her either.
Don't you know?
Can't even understand.
Yeah, she's from the South. She's from Beloit, Janesville, Dodgeville, that area.
Make sure it's okay. Can't understand me there.
And I tell you what, that was a I'm gonna say that was pretty much a life-changing event, fishing up there this year. That was so much fun. I am adding that to my repertoire down here. I bought a whole tackle box full of everything that I would need to do pan fishing and all that stuff down here.
Yep. Now you see what us landlocked fellas do.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I've got some spots like that here, and I've been to them, highly unsuccessful. So now I'm looking at going back and being successful.
I was looking at some surf equipment, but one, the shortage. You walked into like a big retailer. I don't know how to do it, but go to Bass Pro, Cabela's. We don't have Academy up here, but Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart. There ain't a rod and reel on the shelf. None. They're gone.
I've seen some limitations at Walmart. Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing going on, but I actually, like in hindsight, now you say that and I can see that.
Yeah. But so and also, like I would actually have to travel out of state. Pennsylvania's landlocked, but I live close to New Jersey. New Jersey's a tiny state in width, so it's like a 2.5 hour drive from here to the shore. Jersey
Wait, you
shore.
live in Pennsylvania and it's 2.5 hours to New Jersey?
No, it's about 2.5. It's about 2 hours to the shore.
Okay.
I can be in New Jersey in 25 minutes.
Are you serious? Man, my whole mental mapping of that area is completely off.
I live in East Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Philadelphia is right across the George Washington Bridge from Camden, New Jersey.
It's a difference in mindset. Like I live in Texas, so everything is 8 hours from me.
Yeah,
like everything. And so when you say you're 25 minutes from something, to me, like I grew up over 30 minutes away from the grocery store.
Me too.
So my mentality is just not there. I didn't understand you were that close to that area.
PA is wide. Yeah, it's wide like this way from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. What they say about Pennsylvania is you have Pittsburgh on one side, Philadelphia on the other side, and Kentucky in the middle.
That's so funny. Like I'm still learning because I went to Wisconsin and I've got people, friends in the Midwest, Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, Vermont, and some of those areas that are all around the Great Lakes. And I didn't understand the distance until I got to Wisconsin, that I was nowhere near in proximity to be able to visit anybody. On a map down here, it's all just right around the Great Lakes, but up there it's like a 6 hour difference, which is the distance of, driving from here to Houston.
I'm more efficient. I'm about 40 minutes from Philadelphia.
And let's see,
3 hours away. Yeah.
Heavy stringers. You're have tried Philippines.
Stanley, yeah.
Some different languages.
Philippines speak Tagalog. That's the name of their language.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I have come across languages that you cannot translate. My best advice on that is just don't do it. Just move along to a bigger language.
Amish live in central PA. Yeah, around the Lancaster area.
We got some of that down here too, in Beeville.
I grew up around it in Tennessee too. My uncle lives in South Philly. I don't know anybody that lives in South Philly, but I can be in Philly, well, North Philly quickly. I live, yeah, north of Philly. Philly's about 40-minute drive south. I live in the Lehigh Valley area.
So how far are you from New York?
About an hour.
Wow, I had no idea you were that close to New York.
Yep. You just got to drive through New Jersey and then you're in New York. Actually, I don't even have to drive through New Jersey. New York comes down and borders Pennsylvania.
I have
But
no
New York
idea
City,
how long of a drive through New York, how long it is of a drive through to get through New York.
I can be in New York City in like an hour.
Not my area. I'm familiar with the South, but the North, that's a different ball game for me.
I wouldn't mind a little more space.
I'd love to have you down here, man.
If this damn 2020 COVID bull crap will ever end, I'm coming.
You got to be used to no winters, no trees. We don't have trees down here. It's weird. We have shrubs. But fishing year round. You go to the beach and it's going to be 70 degrees in the winter.
Yep. New York City is small in size but heavily congested. That it is. 3 million people in the city.
I never had any desire to go to New York. Pig Latin, there you go. You need to add that one to Google Translate.
What should be there?
It's funny. It says, right.
I don't look right now.
It will be at some point. New York City is small in size but heavily congested. I went backpacking in California in 2004 before I met Rachel. I spent 2 weeks over there and it was hilarious. Los Angeles is like a quarter the size of Texas. Like that city alone takes you like 12 hours to drive across. It's hilarious. And for no reason.
Take you 2 hours to get through 3 red lights.
Yeah. Like Texas is big, but it's all empty spaces. And, there's just nothing in between each little town and city. But LA is the same big, but it's all highway. It's all city.
Great barbecue there.
In Los Angeles?
No, Texas.
Oh, yeah. Texas is good barbecue. Los Angeles, I don't know that they have good music, I think.
I'm from Tennessee, so it's Tennessee, Texas, Kansas City, North Carolina. We're barbecue people. Man.
Yeah. Yep.
Did I ever tell you the sin my wife committed when I came up here?
That what?
The sin my wife committed when I came up here?
Nah.
And we were out after we've been married for a little while. Puerto Ricans will throw a party for anything. I went to so many freaking parties and dinners. I'm like, who's doing what this week? But I go, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go. And she's like, okay, well, they're having barbecue. Okay, you can see I like barbecue. I went there. They brought me a sloppy Joe. And they call that hamburger barbecue.
Yep.
I about lost my marbles. What the hell is this? She goes, that's barbecue. Is it under the plate? Oh, it ain't. So when we went to see it the first time, before I went to my mom or nothing, I veered right. You go, where you going? Lefties. What's lefties? Real food. We stopped for lunch at a real barbecue joint. And they brought us these smoked ribs and the smoked pork and the smoked brisket. I'm like, now don't ever call that ground beef crap barbecue again. I like sloppy joes. I'm okay. I'll accept sandwich in a pinch. It's not barbecue. You browned up some meat in a frying pan and called it barbecue. That poor guy who's been over the smoker for 18 hours. What did he do?
Yes, exactly. Hey, did you say your wife is Puerto Rican? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome. I had my assistant manager recently was Puerto Rican, and she was absolutely amazing. And it was a personality and it was a cultural thing, like being from Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. That I wish there was more of that in this area. You know what I mean? Like I can't even describe it. Just the personality. I wish there was more of that.
My brother went to the island last year to work the hurricane relief. He works for the Army Corps of Engineers.
For Harvey?
For Maria.
Okay.
Harvey was the one that hit Houston.
Yeah, that was the one. My assistant manager, she when Harvey hit, I sent her down there to go visit her family when that whole thing happened.
Yeah, I did too, Heavy Stranger. I ain't got a problem with Sloppy Joes. I just got a problem with them being called barbecue.
Dude, yeah, I live in Texas. So yeah, I'm in this belt of people who are like true believers in barbecue, and it's a very difficult conversation to have because if you are outside of that, you're not going to understand what we're talking about here.
But like Texas is beef barbecue, brisket, burn-ins.
Yep.
Texas got it. I'm from like rib barbecue country, pork rib.
I had barbecue in California. I think technically they called it like barbecue.
You know what I have in California?
It's good. It's not barbecue.
Yeah, same up here. I ain't found one yet that matches up. You know what I have in California?
What's that?
In-N-Out Burger. First thing.
Jack in the Box. Oh no! What's it? The star logo one was. I can't remember. What is that they got over there?
Carl's Jr.
That's the one. Carl's Jr.
In-N-Out, man. Double animal style. As soon as I hit California in the airport. We ain't got them here. They ain't got them west of Colorado or something, or east of Colorado. I mean, maybe not even that far east. And Texas, I hit up Whataburger.
Oh, of course, you have to.
Well, I don't now, but before I'm not eating I haven't eaten carbohydrates or sugar.
No. Whataburger is one of the greats for those because you just tell them that you're doing that, and they'll not serve you the bun, or they'll actually accommodate. Like McDonald's doesn't accommodate; they look at you like an idiot. But Whataburger is like, yeah, we're fine with that.
Actually, McDonald's does. You can get a Big Mac no bun, but a Big Mac no bun is 2 beef patties and some lettuce.
Well, Whataburger serves it to you like a salad. They actually changed the plate. You know, like if you order a Whataburger, then they give you a Whataburger. But if you order it no bun and you tell them, dude, you don't even have to tell them, but if you order it no bun, they actually set it up like a salad with a hamburger bun and cheese on it.
Triple Tail TV, hey, thanks for coming in. Whataburger's only good for breakfast now.
What's up, Will? Good to see you. And I totally disagree.
I've never had Whataburger breakfast.
I eat Whataburger once a year because despite my rotund shape, I actually do try to eat healthy, and I just don't eat out too often. But I love me some Whataburger.
Where I'm from, the best breakfast is Hardee's. Hardee's, Carl's Jr., it's the same thing. They're just called different in different parts of the country. I don't know why.
Right, yeah. I cannot argue with a Bob. Bob's are the best breakfast.
Bob Evans or Bob?
Bob is the breakfast you get at Whataburger.
Because Bob Evans is a breakfast chain here.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing like that. We got Whataburger. I can't think of any other place I would go to for breakfast outside of Whataburger. Other than, I will say, and I am biased on this, but we have in this area, we have the Stripes gas stations, and you might be seeing them up in your area here pretty soon. The Stripes gas stations have the Laredo Taco Company, where you go to a gas station and they actually make you breakfast tacos. And I gotta say, I do like the Laredo Taco Company breakfast sandwiches. The breakfast tacos are good.
Yeah, Adam, Cracker Barrel. I like Cracker Barrel. Yeah, Cracker Barrel down there, right?
Yeah, we got Cracker Barrel.
That's the one right there. I was just about to ask you that. What's that big gas
Buc-ee's.
station? It's like a strip mall. Those are actually coming to Tennessee. Not where my mom lives. The town beside where my mom lives. Nobody's putting a Buc-ee's in BFE, but the town, like 35 minutes away, they're building a Buc-ee's in Tennessee.
And it's going to be expect this and be ready, because Buc-ee's is amazing. You're going to be driving 35 minutes for breakfast.
Well, I don't live in Tennessee, but yeah, I tell my mom to expect it.
Well, you will be driving there.
Sheets. Yeah, Sheets is okay. Sorry, Adam, I'm a Wawa guy. Wawa's coffee all day. And yes, when I first moved up here, I asked, what the F is a Wawa?
I've heard that. I've never seen a Wawa.
Well, there's a thing up here, Wawa or Sheets. I'm a Wawa guy. I like Wawa's coffee better than Sheets. Sheets' lunch counter's better, but they want to charge like restaurant price.
That's funny you mentioned that. We have Stripes down here, and then there's other competitors and stuff like that as far as your gas station market can go, your convenience stores. But all in all, in my opinion, Stripes has the best coffee, and so I could give. I do not care what candy bars the other guys sell. I don't care what sandwiches or beers or anything else. Stripes has the best coffee, and they get my business.
Yep. That's mostly what I buy at a convenience store, coffee in the morning.
Yeah, same here. And I haven't done that. I was that guy that until the bitter end, I was taking my Yeti cup. I was taking that in there for my refills until they finally told me like 3 times. They were like, dude, you can't refill this. You've got to get a new cup. It's COVID, not allowed to do it. They shut me down 3 times, and on the 3rd time, I was like, okay, well, then I can't come back. And I haven't been back since.
Wawa is a Philadelphia dairy deli. Yeah, something like that. Actually, they have them all over the East Coast now.
Do you guys have Brahms?
No.
Yeah, that's the Oklahoma area. Kind of. We have Dairy Queen. They have Brahms. That's where you get dairy stuff. You have Dairy Queen, really?
Yeah, we have Dairy Queen. That's Stripes by Walmart, and one day one is a frozen coffee, and it's amazing.
Yes. I don't like it, Will. I have personal experience with that machine in particular. I know where you're coming from. I don't like that machine, but I know where you're coming from. And I do actually like the product from that particular Stripes.
Yeah. But up here, our breakfast restaurants, we have, well, Bob Evans isn't in this area, but it's around. Perkins, you don't have Perkins?
No.
It's like a Shoney's or a Big Boys. You have that?
Shoney's. I'm familiar with that one. I don't remember the last time I've been to one.
North Jersey has Quick Check. Yeah, they do. Oh, also, you know what else that North Jersey has? It is illegal to pump your own gas in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, that's Cozumel for us.
Oregon, same thing. It's illegal to pump your own gas in Oregon. Or it used to be the last time I was there.
Yeah, but you know what else? My experience in Oregon, I went over there and I just drove through the state, but on my way driving through, I stopped at a coffee shop, and it was 99 cents for a cup of coffee. And I was like, okay, cool. I needed a cup of coffee. So I hand them $1, and they hand me a penny back, and I was like, no, it's 99 cents for a cup, idiot. You counted your change wrong. They're like, yeah, it's 99 cents, so here's your penny back. There was no sales tax on that coffee. Blew my mind that I got money back.
Yep. Delaware has no sales tax either. So whatever the price is what it is. Delaware's right across the bridge as well from Philadelphia. Adam, I never pump gas. I do all the time. It's just a convenience thing.
You know what? I got to say you're lucky on that, because down in Cozumel, you actually have to verify the amount of gas left in the tank before they pump your gas for you, because they're notorious for like running up the numbers on you to get extra cash, and then they keep the change. It's just a lack of accountability thing. Triple Tail TV says, I hate the machine, especially since lids are a thing of the past, but if they ever have lids again, I'm going to get some for the road. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't know if you caught that or not, but I was complaining about a coffee. Like I am notorious for going in with my little Yeti cup and having that thing refilled every morning. And since they shot me down about 3 different times, I have not been back to any convenience store for any refill on coffee. And it kind of hurts my heart just a little bit that I'm not able to do that.
Jersey, I'm not allowed. Okay, I have an idea where you're at, man. You're 20 minutes from Philadelphia and New Jersey. So we're like an hour from each other, Adam.
Man, I tell you what, I'm Adam, I am not up to date with your profile subscriber count analytics, but I would say that maybe it might warrant you guys have a little conversation about getting together and doing a little collab. I know that Adam has access to a pretty good group of people there.
Yeah, hit me up, Adam. We can work on that. I'm easiest to find on Twitter.
I believe Adam's, from what I have seen, correct me if I am wrong, Adam, but Adam has a contingent of fans on Instagram. I know that group on Instagram, and I don't post too often in there. My apologies on that. I'm a member of several groups, and I'm kind of, playing catch up on everybody perpetually.
Adam R. Fishing is at 461 subscribers right now.
You know what? That number means nothing.
I know. I wish they'd get rid of the thing.
YouTube wishes they could get rid of the thing. They have straight up said that. They hate that number. They're kind of buried on it now, but they do not respect it. They don't care about it.
I think it's a silly metric.
It's vanity. It's a vanity metric.
I also like, maybe not as much, but even the watch hours within 12 months or whatever, I think clicks are what it should count.
Yeah. That was not high on their list of things to concern themselves about, and I understand it. The people who make that, who make those, that, you know what, I don't know how to say it, but like the people who are able to make that, you can make it easily with one hit. Like it only takes like one video to pull it off. So they don't concern themselves too much with that. I know YouTube does not want subscriber numbers. They're against it. It's just the way things are nowadays. But the other stuff is a different ballgame.
I actually think YouTube wants, they don't care so much about subscriber numbers to personal content creators now. I think YouTube wants subscribers to YouTube. I think YouTube's headed in a Netflix direction.
They want watch time.
Yeah.
Period. Bar none.
I seriously think YouTube's headed in a Netflix direction. I think I think they want to head toward a subscriber base.
I agree. I agree. I think they failed at that, but I do think they want that. They definitely want a paid subscription basis. I don't know if they're going to go that direction. I believe that they are going to try.
Because Google already owns YouTube, and I think they want that market like Disney has Hulu.
Yep. They already have it established. They just have not done it successfully. So yeah, I think they're going to try to revamp, and they are going to try to do it. You've seen that they are going to redo the mid-roll AdSense requirements, right? It's 8 minutes instead of 10 minutes, where you can throw a mid-roll onto a video. They are redoing the what is that called? The channel memberships, to where you can subscribe for 6 months or 9 months, as opposed to having to pay month by month. They are revitalizing their finances in such a way to encourage people to pay a monthly or annual membership to the platform. So yeah, I believe that's happening.
Because they've been promoting that YouTube Red for like 2 years now, trying to head towards. Yeah. But when that came out, I'm like, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I agree.
They're trying to become Netflix. The only thing is the YouTube Red shows the Karate Kid one was the only one that was worth the flip.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Adam, 4,000 watch hours in a year is impossible for a small niche channel. I'm sorry, it's not. I got that, and I'm talking about this from my perspective. But let me give you my insight. I got the 4,000 hours with my very first video that I ever posted from fishing stuff. I got the 4,000 hours single-handedly from that one video. Now, all of the other videos combined would not have gotten that 4,000 hours in the first year. They wouldn't have done it. I got lucky with the first video. It can be done. You do need to do it right. And the expectation is that even if you do it kind of right as opposed to totally right, it might take you 2 years to get to the point where you can do that. But when you do it, when you post that video, when you make that piece of content that gets that CTR, gets that many impressions, and has that amount of watch time, it only takes one video to make that happen. You just have to have that video.
Yeah, and I think another thing is it only takes one video, but don't make one video and expect that to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know what one video that's going to be.
That is exactly right. You could put 100 hours of research into that one video. That doesn't mean that's going to be the video. Put 100 videos out there, and one of them is going to be the video.
As I can tell you, well, from the two of us sitting here, YouTube rewards consistency and punishes inconsistency. I went inconsistent for a little while, and my numbers went in the tank. Stanley stayed consistent, and he sailed past me.
And I took last month off. And I'm not going to lie, I was posting, when I took that month off, I was posting numbers that I had never seen in my life. And now, going back to the publishing schedule that I was doing is not bringing me back to the amount of views that I was getting. So yeah, consistency, but also you got to be consistent, but you always have to be trying to beat yourself. Try to make something better, because if you're constantly pushing yourself, you're going to be trying to make that video that impresses people, that works for them. And it only takes one. You just have to click with an audience that one time. It just takes that one video, but you make that one video, and dude, that's all it takes. It takes off from there.
And I mean, there are still other ways to do it too. Like, I make no lie that me and Stanley could have just had a private video call here tonight, and him show me how to do this, which may have been a wiser idea. But like, hey, we had this idea. We're doing this anyway. Let's broadcast. So you can grind it out. I mean, a lot of guys got it doing that. They grinded out these lives. You can do these lives and get the watch time. You can grind it out, or you can just keep making content, and one day one of those will hit.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of your opportunities. I'm not going to lie about that one.
I will. Yes, Adam, I will. I will totally, completely agree with you here. I think 2020 is a different viewing climate than years past. Yes, it definitely is. We talked about this the other night. 2020 is a double-edged sword. There's more opportunity for your content to get viewed by more people now than ever before because there is more people on YouTube right now than ever before.
Yep.
YouTubers are content creators are the only ones making new content. You done run the gauntlet on Netflix. There ain't no Netflix shows that have new episodes. You run the gauntlet on the Hulu. That's over too. You know, Walking Dead. I've been waiting like 9 months to see the final episode of Walking Dead. Nobody was recording except small content creators. Small content creators are continuing to record. So YouTube has more new viewers now than it's ever had before. Now, however, with that added traffic, YouTube also has more videos posted than it's ever had before. So you got more eyeballs to get your content a chance to get in front of, but you also got more competition to weed through to get it in front of those eyeballs.
And I'm going to add to that because I totally agree with you on that. And the dynamic, there's too many variables to be able to judge. However, you said what year did I hit those 4K? And 2020 is a different viewing climate. So it is, absolutely is. I am getting more views this year as a result of people being on lockdown than any year prior. And it's not a volume issue, it's a percentage issue. Like on percentage, I am just simply seeing so much more traffic as a result of much more impressions and much more views off of impressions. It's people being on lockdown. Everybody's seeing it across the board. So you're right. 2020 is a different climate. Unfortunately, this is about as good as a climate as you're going to get as compared to anything that we've seen in the last couple of years. You're asking what year did you hit those 4K? My first year. I hit that in the very first year, which was... Kelly, what year was that we started? That was I'm on my third season, so 2018? Yeah, 2018.
They don't work anymore, just did. Now, there is another caveat on that. We were talking about 2020 is a different filming environment, or a different viewing climate, and yes, it is. Totally agree there. It's also for different types of content creators in different parts of the country, it's a different filming environment. Where me and Adam live, when COVID first hit, we got devastated. I mean, New York City shut down. New Jersey was the second highest. Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, the county I live in, was the first death in the state. And they shut down parks, they shut down lakes, they shut down, everything. So an outdoor creator for a bit here, well, you were having to really brainstorm, what the crap do I make a video about today,
Yeah.
So you have to adapt.
But sadly, that doesn't change viewing habits. That changes creating habits. That changes your ability to make a video. That doesn't change people's ability or desire to watch a video.
All right. Well, I'm saying, like, to watch a video, but maybe you can't do what your views, the content people came in to see your video. So when they come in and see that you can't do that, they're headed to somewhere who can. That's in a different.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's a very sad and a very unfortunate side effect of this. Is you're right. Like, views are up. People are stuck at home watching videos. That doesn't mean that you have the ability to make the video that people are watching.
Right. I'm just hoping, like, our numbers don't go up and everything locks back down again while I've got the ability to make the videos that people are watching.
That's what we're seeing down here. We shut down, and then after we shut down, I immediately had some videos in the wings, and then I made a couple of side videos. I had the 360s and stuff. But then I also had the other side videos, the talking head. Let's talk about the best. I don't remember what it was, but it was like fishing tactics on the beach, fishing guide on the beach kind of videos. And it was just me sitting right here, and I just did a let's talk about let's talk about the 5 best things that you can do kind of video. And I ran out of that. We were able to get back out to the beach, and we were able to get back out and film some videos. And then they shut the beaches down again. And that's where I'm at right now, where I'm good. I've filmed a few videos. I've got some content for the next few weeks. But right now, this minute, I am not able to film anything new.
Give me just a second here, Stanley. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
Go ahead. Adam says, do you think YouTube shares content of small creators less than larger ones? And what is small? I don't believe in anything as small. Like I said, my very first video, my very first fishing video took off. I had 5 subscribers, something like that, and it took off. I think that YouTube does a good job of pushing small creators. I really do. Having seen some of the inside stuff, I really do believe that. I don't believe in small. I'm not going to lie about that either. I think it is a fairly level playing field, and I think Kelly would probably disagree with me on that, but I do believe that. I think that YouTube shares the content of larger creators more than the smaller guys because they have an audience that is catered to that content. There's 2 different directions you can go. You can cater your content towards search, or you can cater it towards suggested. Bigger creators get the suggested. The bigger you are, the more YouTube is going to be like, hey, this was popular, you should check this out, which is the content that they suggest out to you. But search, people cannot physically cater to the sheer magnitude of content that is available for search. So, for example, like I live in South Texas. I fish on an island called Padre Island. And on Padre Island, we have the town of Port Aransas. There is Mustang Island Beach, and there's also Padre Island National Seashore. So there's no way that we have a content creator down here by the name of Thresher Fishing. And he's got 260,000 subscribers. He's larger than me. So that guy, when he goes fishing, he corners the market on any search term that he titles his video. But he's big enough to where he doesn't have to take the time to figure anything out. If he goes and fishes, all he has to do is talk about the fishing that he does. He's like, hey, I'm going to go out and we're going to catch some redfish. I've got to put more work into it. When I go out, I have to say, I'm going to go South Port Aransas and catch big red drum. Because nobody, like less people are searching for red drum or South Port Aransas or South Padre Island. Not as many people are searching, like if you're searching for here, you're searching for Padre Island. But not as many people search for North Padre Island. You know, that slight deviation in the verbiage of it. I get a lot of views just from deviating the search terms. And he doesn't care. He doesn't need those trickle-down views. So I'm able to build up an audience as a result of things that he's not catering his audience towards, his content towards. And anybody can do that. If you cater your stuff towards the longer keyword selections, the longer keyword tags, you're going to be able to get those audiences of people who are searching that other thing that the big guys are not searching towards, that they're not orienting their content towards.
I'm going to agree and disagree with Stanley here. I'll agree with this thing. There is no small creators. But to answer your question, let me go back up on it here, reread it. Okay, do you think YouTube shares content of small creators less than larger ones? Yes. But I think that because, and myself included, small creators, we get a little lazy, especially if it's not what we do full time. You know, we have other things going on in our lives, and we don't put in as much work. So you can go from small to big, and a prime example of that is Nicholas Green Outdoors. Nicholas Green Outdoors did a 70 subscriber special where he camped outside in the tent in a blizzard, went completely viral. He's headed toward 1 million subs right now. But he put in the work. He got the search words right. He got, he put in the work on this one video. And I'm not saying,
And he went viral. He got watch time and he got shared out. Those are two important things for that video.
Yeah. But on that, not getting put out there like the big YouTube ones, because suggested is where a lot of views will come from.
Yeah.
Suggested is where a lot of views come from. And if your video doesn't hit, you're not going to get suggested. You have 20. When you upload a video, you have 24 hours. The first 24 hours are the crucial for suggested. If you don't get YouTube doesn't move.
They're the most crucial. They're the most crucial. And I'm going to treat this as a fun debate. They're the most crucial. That doesn't mean they're the only crucial.
No, of course not. So, but if you hit on it, if you hit on some things, you can have, videos really hit. I've yet to have one really hit. But, I haven't been consistent. I've made 130 videos, and tonight I just learned how to put them in a different language. So I think you have to put in the work. But to answer your question, yes, YouTube pushes big creators more than small creators while you're small, because big creators bring in views. Views are eyeballs, and companies for AdSense are looking for eyeballs.
You know what? I'm going to take a different approach on that. I agree. YouTube pushes big creators more than they push the small guys. But I think that YouTube pushes they push everybody for like that first hour, that first 7 days. They push everybody to the same equivalent. However, after that first time frame, like you're in competition with the other people with the same keywords and your demographic. So when you first publish a video, YouTube wants to see what is your audience for this video. And the way that they can tell that is by the people who are watching that video. The people watching that video are going to be your audience. So when you put out a video, if it's a 10-minute video, if your audience is watching that video for 5 minutes and it is a video about whitefish, they're going to compare that to like what is the audience who watches videos about whitefish? How much of videos are they watching? Are they watching a 7-minute video for 5 minutes, or are they watching a 10-minute video for 4 minutes? You're in competition with not only the amount of time that they're watching, but the percentage of the video that they're watching. And on top of that, after they're done watching that video, are they watching it for 4 minutes because they are so excited that they're moving on to the next video? Are they skipping ahead? Like they're going to watch your next video for 5 minutes and then your next video for the next 5 minutes? Are they going to do that 20 times? Or are they watching 4 minutes of your video and being like, no, I'm moving on to this other guy who makes videos about whitefish. This just isn't my thing. I'm not into it. They see that. They see your viewer traffic. They see what you're watching beyond just what they're watching right there. Are they watching your video because they ran into you in a live stream, they saw your name, they said that they would subscribe, jump over to your video, leave a comment, and then immediately back out and move on to the next guy? You know what I mean? Like those viewing habits, they have an effect on your content and on the performance of your channel. So if you have a long string where people are watching not only your video, but multiple times over, they're watching your video 3 times and they're sharing it out to their friends, that YouTube sees those analytics, and that makes a difference on the performance of all of your videos. And if all of your videos are performing like that, like they're snowballing and people are sharing them out and they're going viral as a result of the quality of content that you're doing, man, that's undeniable. There's nothing that YouTube is going to be like, well, 100 million people really like this video, but we're going to shut them down. You know, YouTube's not going to do that.
No. And a prime example, we were talking about this the other night, the whole AdSense wars. I apologize, excuse me. The whole AdSense wars. If y'all remember that, all of that started, the AdSense wars, from a video that Jake Paul did.
Yeah.
Jake Paul didn't get kicked off YouTube. His channel didn't get his man. You know why? Because even after all that, Jake Paul gets 2 million clicks a video. So all the AdSense that left Jake Paul, he got 6 more coming because 2 million people see their product advertised every video he makes. Is it fair? No. It's the cost of doing business.
It is. At the same time, it's also reproducible.
Yeah.
You know, like the system is a big mystery. The algorithm. That doesn't mean that the results are not reproducible. If you make a Dude Perfect video, you are not going to do as well as Dude Perfect, but you are going to do so much better than the video that you are making right now. It is going to happen. You can reproduce that. And over the course of several years, yeah, you're going to be in a far different realm than you are right now.
Yeah, and you have to, I'm trying to think of how I'd like to say this. You have to, like creators, we go out and we go, oh man, this is great. It's great to you. It may not be great to the audience. So if you check your analytics and everybody's leaving after the first 8 seconds, there's something about the first 8 seconds, a lot of people, that turns a lot of people off. So you have to, you know, YouTube's a fickle winch. So if you're after hours and you know watch time is key, and to get watch time, you gotta get people to watch more of your videos. And it's something I struggle with too. I'm not just, you know what I'm saying, like I'm dishing out this advice where in a lot of the videos or cases I'm in the same boat as you. Like, oh, crap, why isn't anybody watching this?
I'm in the same boat. I know where I'm at, and I feel the same way.
You have to play the analytic game.
Yeah.
But one day, you'll get it right.
It says, I just have to get into a fist fight while fishing. That's my best game plan. Yeah. And so that is where people like, you know, the rest of us come into play, where it's like, if you feel the need to get into a fist fight while fishing in order to grow your channel, give me a call when you're down here and we'll stage something, make it happen, and we'll both get viewers. You don't have to do that, but yeah, obviously, I totally understand why you would feel that way, because it's a fast track.
It does get views, but
yeah.
But can you make your entire channel about that?
Oh, that's an excellent question. You're absolutely right. Do you want to go that direction with it?
Another thing you can do is, and honestly, I haven't been utilizing this tool. You know, I just started taking it a lot more serious this year. 2020 hit, and when 2020 hit, and you know, a lot of us saw our jobs for what our jobs really were at the end of the day, especially if you were a essential worker. Damn dirty cuss word right there.
Expendable.
Man, I'd really like to do something else in my life. So I've been really gung ho like the past month. I mean,
Male care. So
whatever.
Heavy stringers. He says he's gonna be the male Karen. Go ahead, I'm listening.
So I've been gung ho about this the past. Like me and Stan been talking. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? You know, I'd like for, excuse me, even if it's not full time YouTube, fishing's my passion. So I'd like to do something in fishing. So I'm trying to move toward that direction. Like, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but how can I make it happen in, what do you call it, the 5-year plan? Okay, in the next 5 years, where do I want to be? And also, YouTube, all the YouTubers will tell you it takes 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
To really build. All the guys that we see big now, you forget they started like 2009. You know, they all started at 0 too.
And you don't even know if this was their first channel. You know, some people have taken a couple of channels. Adam, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. Really, it's been a pleasure having you along with us here. I know you got to hit the sack. Thank you. It's made it a lively conversation.
Yeah, thanks for asking thoughtful questions, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for real.
What do you got going on, Heavy Stringers? What do you got in the tank? Let me be that annoying property owner and make you stop fishing.
Hey, we're going to talk. Let's talk. I'm game.
All right. Okay, now, Heavy is in Texas, so...
He's in the Houston area. He's about 3 hours from me.
Well, you will know Texas state laws better than me, so you talk on this one for the Texas area.
I did a video last fall. I don't know if you remember, Kelly, but I did a video. I did a shark fishing tournament, and I filmed the whole thing, and I turned that into 3 videos. 1 was getting bait for that tournament. 2 was fishing that tournament. And the 3rd video was the behind the scenes of everything that happened on that tournament. And in the very first video, I was trying to beat a storm to get out to the beach in order to set up for this tournament. And in doing so, I was like in a rush, and I was trying to get bait for this whole thing and signed up and everything else. And I get out to the canals on the island, and I drive out to a spot where it's like this open lot on a canal, and there's bait sitting in the water right in front of me. So I go to the cast net and I go to get it. I'm not there for 30 seconds, and the lady who owned the house across the street came out, and I got this on camera. You know, not everything makes you viral, but I thought it was hilarious, and people thought it was funny, but this lady comes out and chewed me out because I was obstructing her view of the canal from her home that she owned. Like, it was comical. It was ridiculous. But, you know, as a homeowner, she kind of had the right to say that, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to be here for like 30 seconds. Just let me get my bait and shut up, and I'm going to get out of here. She was a total turd on camera nonetheless. But I don't even know what to say about that, but that was the thing that stood out of my mind.
Yep. Now what are obstructing your view? I'm guaranteed that one's not a legal premise on that one. Obstructing your view.
I know, but as a homeowner, she can say that she owns the lot, and you know, I pulled up to a curb. I'm not going to have the ability to pull up like land records.
Okay, now I don't know about.
Yeah, it was, Will. You're right, it was.
But the beaches can be private. That section of the beach can be private.
No, there's no private sections of beach in this area.
Okay. So all the beaches, all the beachfront's public. You can walk back and forth.
Yeah, the beachfront. Now, the beach down here is an island along the coast of Texas. So on the east side of that island is Padre Island, and that all faces the Gulf of Mexico. So that is all owned by Texas Parks and Wildlife or the city parks, things like that. But the west side of that island, you can own that portion of the island, the houses and the businesses. You own you buy a portion of that island and you dig a canal up into it. And so you have these various canals from the west side of the island. You can build a bunch of houses on them, and then you can sell canal front lots. So every house has access to the west side of the island. It's not Gulf access. It's not access to the main body of water, but a canal on the other side of the island.
Okay. We're gonna. I got a gigging vid I'm about to start on. Frog gigging?
Oh, he's talking about flounder, and you absolutely cannot start that until you go ahead and invite me to go do some gigging with you. That's a requirement.
You can gig flounder?
Yeah. Down here, it's a strict rule, but we gig flounder because they sit in like 6 inches of water.
Man, if we ever did come down for that collab, where would I have to fly to? Corpus Christi?
That'd be the cheapest place. Yeah, I'd say Corpus Christi. And it's not if. You need to do it. Let's do it. Make it happen. You can get tickets for like.
I would do it this fall, or whatever. But I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, or if they'll even let you on the plane.
Yeah, the country's going back into lockdown, I think.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Can't wait to get started on it. Okay. I got a gun video coming out tomorrow.
I'm curious. I want to have a conversation with you about CPMs. Are you're YPP, right? You're on partner program?
No.
Are your videos monetized?
No.
Oh, I thought they were. Dang it.
No, I was right there, and then I felt like a little short, and then the year kicked over.
Where are you at right now?
2,000.
It's about halfway there on the watch time. All right. Dang it! I wanted to know what your. You are not allowed to tell me what CPMs are, but I'm curious what vicinity, what ballpark you would be in for a gun video, because I want to do them, but I also don't want to get demonetized for it.
Well, see, that's not a thing for me. So if I can trade views and watch hours,
which it doesn't matter. Like, we have a really big gun dealership down the street from us over here, and I think I could convince those guys to do a gun video, kind of advertisement video with us, and that would be worth far more than whatever YouTube would offer me. You know, whatever money I would make on those views.
I've got a couple of ideas in the bank. I've got a pocket shot, slingshot. I'm going to figure out a way to fish with that thing.
That's cool. I love it.
So I don't know if I'm going to like the rules up here for bow fishing or sling bow fishing are a little tedious. So
it's the same with spear fishing. I've looked into it. I've wanted to do it. Off the coast, it's rough.
Figure out a way to shoot like a baited hook out.
We have looked into that offshore here just for reference for what we do. We do our shark fishing, and the shark fishing rules off the beach here are you have to take your bait offshore manually. Manually being you are not allowed to use a motor or any other means than your own physical person for getting it offshore. Those baits got to go like 100 yards offshore. So that's how they set the rules on that. And I would assume that other states probably came up with that rule before Texas did.
But what is manual? As long as it doesn't have a motor, it's a manual method?
Well, yes. And look into your examples of that. Like a kayak is manual. A kayak with a sail or a gas-driven engine is not manual. That's how they divide the line here.
I got an idea for you that might work. There are these. You know the child's toy, the yard toy. That's the wiffle ball inside the cones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a big banana.
Mm-hmm.
You throw that wiffle ball with them and catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bigger version with that on a handle that carp fishermen in the UK use to launch like bullies and stuff out in the middle of the lake to chum for carp.
Yeah.
You can catapult a bait like 100 yards with those things.
Okay, I've heard suggestions like this before, and there's varying degrees of issues that occur with that. But here's my take on it, because I'm subversive as anybody else out there. I'm looking for the shortcut. I'm looking for that way of subverting the system. And Heavy Stringers, if you're still in here, I would dearly love your opinion on this, because this is my approach. This is the direction that I want to go with this. So they have, you're familiar with like when you're in high school, on the basketball court, they would have these foam mats that they would roll out so that they could do like wrestling tournaments. Mm-hmm. Well, they have those mats that are like 5 or 6 inches thick. Mm-hmm. And they actually sell those, like they're like 12, 20 feet long, something like that. 6 feet wide, 20 feet long, and you roll them out on the lake, and then you can walk on them. Like they literally advertise 5, 6 people walking on these things. I want one of those that's like 80 feet long. I only need that thing to take me from one sandbar to the next so that I don't have to swim that one length. Like I'll walk out in water to the beginning, to the one sandbar, but I want to anchor it down to where I can use that, climb up on it, and then walk out to the next sandbar. That is a multi-$1,000 game changer for a shark fishing tournament if I can simply walk out to the next sandbar. You know what I mean? Like that's all it would take.
Baits are paddled out from 300 to 1,200 yards during the day, third bar 200 yards at night.
I know. I paddle them out with kayaks and surfboards, and it's a pain in the ass. I want a pad that I can put on the water and just walk it out there, and there is no motor, there's no sail, there is no, there's no catch as far as, with the pad thing I'm talking about, there's no catch as far as the propulsion system for getting the bait out.
Oh, that video that launches tomorrow, I definitely got to put in different languages.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but the piece I'm using is made in Brazil, so, and Portuguese is my second largest viewing audience.
That's what I'm saying. Heavy Stringers, Aladdin on a water carpet. Like I can just walk out there.
Oh, won't you come with me, little child, on a magic carpet?
Imagine being the dude who won the shark fishing tournament just because I had a magic carpet that allowed me to walk, 30 yards farther than the other guy.
I'd be thinking like a big slingshot tied to a couple of fence posts.
Tried that one. They're sailboat slingshots. They're awesome, but they destroy a bait in flinging them.
Mm.
I use Chris Angel as bait.
You got about 10 more minutes in you, Stanley?
I got about 10 more minutes, and then I got to hit the sack after that.
All right. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow. YouTube isn't paying the bills yet.
Yeah, I hear that. I wish it did. Sharkathon always holds terrible weather. Don't know if that'll work in 5-foot surf. I agree. Yeah, no, not even I agree. You're totally right about that. It's a fluke. If I have an opportunity to use a float to walk out from the second or third sandbar, first off, I'm going to be competing with the kayak guys who are already doing that and did not have to invest in a float to get out there. They're already doing it. If the waves are 5 foot, we're all screwed. Period, bar none. So yeah, you nailed it with that.
Hey Stanley, because the Googons are based in Texas, and those guys are traveling wherever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Let me get a pen. So let's talk about that collab and see what we can make work.
All right.
First of all, when's the best time to come?
Down in Texas?
Yeah. It's hotter than Satan's ass crack down there right now, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I would suggest September and October.
Okay. September's my birthday. September, October.
My favorite time of year to be out here fishing for a lot of weather reasons. That's when it's nice.
All right. And Corpus Christi would be where I go to?
Yeah.
Now, would I need to pack gear, or would you have everything I could use?
I'd have everything you can use.
And if I brought my family?
I would expect you to.
Awesome. Corpus Christi. And you'd have everything for them, too?
Yep. Except clothes.
Well, of course. Would I need any permits or licenses?
Negotiable. For some, it depends on what is available to us at the time when you come. If we have to go down to pins, worst case scenario, yeah, you got to get fishing licenses. You're probably looking at $10 a person. I believe for $10 to $30 per person who's fishing. Because I don't know what the license requirements are. Like, I think you can get a 1-day license for $10. Obviously, we're not talking about 1 day. So I don't know what the 7-day or 14-day licenses would be. But I can promise you that you don't need to worry about that quite as much. We can talk about that off camera.
Okay.
There's other options where you don't have to have a license.
I got you. You guys lost to this guy who didn't use a hobie or a boat. Floaty shoes. I had those when I was a kid. Has anybody ever actually tried to walk on those stupid things?
I've seen floaty shoe surfboards, and yeah, I don't want to have any part of that.
Triple Tail TV 1-day license is $13. Okay,
But that's also for like pins. National Seashore, you would get your license for free for entrance to the National to the Mustang Island State Park. Sorry, the state park license is free. And I have an in to be able to get onto that state park without having to pay to get in if we have like 6 or 8 people. So again, off-camera conversation. A license, expect $50 for a license for the whole family, and we'll make it work regardless. I don't think it'll be that much, but just an expectation.
All right, so September, October, Corpus Christi, no equipment needed, and we can work on the licenses.
Yep.
Accommodations, what's somewhere to stay in the area?
Variable. I don't have that per se. I live in Beeville, which is an hour and a half away. I do have off-camera resources for being able to get us accommodations out there from time to time, but it is negotiable. The expectation should be that I cannot immediately come up with accommodations for staying on the island.
All right. Well, I mean, do you have like a Marriott there?
Yeah, we have hotels.
Okay.
And expect them to be, I would ballpark it $150 a night. I'm not saying that's how it would be, but let's just put that as an expectation.
I got off-camera connections for that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Strangers, I'm kind of stuck in between idea with a gig and bid. The reason why is because I don't promote fish over your limit. Flounder gigging is allowed 5 per bag. We caught 11.
Who keep those conversations off of the public chat there. You feel free, hit me up anytime, and I will tell you what I have done, what I would suggest doing in those circumstances, just not on a public video.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you're talking about. I fucking game.
He's talking about the amount of bait that you put in your pocket when you go fishing.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. It's the bait that you use for. He caught a bunch of fish with the. I don't know. Whatever. I don't understand what you're saying, but whatever it is, feel free, hit me up after the video, and we'll sort it out.
All right. Because if we don't go back into lockdown, we'll probably make that happen this year.
Anytime.
Of course, if you don't go back to work.
I'm going back to work ASAP. But yeah, regardless, regardless, let's have this conversation because this is some things that I have managed to get some good outlets on, and I have been dying to get some of you guys down here for some of this fishing.
If you ever make it up here, we can hit the Susky for smallmouth because I know you don't have them.
Yeah, I did. I caught my first smallmouth in Wisconsin, and I didn't even know what I had. I didn't know if it was I know the species, but when you know a species versus when you first catch a species, I didn't know smallmouth versus crappie versus bluegill when I first hauled it in, Like I went to throw it in the ice chest, and then they were like, "What are you talking about? That's a bass. You don't keep that." And then I went to throw it away, and they were kind of like, "Why are you throwing that away? That's like not a terrible smallmouth."
I bet you knew the difference between it and a crappie on the line, though.
No, I didn't know. That video that we posted today, when I first caught it, we had been catching weird stuff all day. I mean, we were fishing for bluegills and crappie and whatever would take that bait. And we've been catching bluegills all day long, a whole ice chest full of them. Like we filled up on those things. But I hooked into that pike, and I didn't know what I'd hooked. I had no clue until about 30 seconds in because it wasn't fighting, it wasn't dragging reel. It just wasn't reeling up. There was just, I couldn't get that bait back in. Whatever was on the other line just kept like sitting there. You know what I mean? It took me 30 seconds to figure out that I had something different on the line.
I tell you, especially on lighter tackle, pound for pound, nothing will fight like a smallmouth.
I have never in my life been more delicate with the way that I fought a fish than that pike in that video. And it doesn't show on video because that was a really difficult video to film. But like there was no bend in that rod at all the entire time I was fighting him. I got wrapped up in my father-in-law and my brother-in-law's line. I totally got wrapped up in their line. And when we got untangled, I got wrapped up in the motor on 4-pound test. And I still managed to land a 26-inch pike because I was so gentle the entire time fighting him. He probably had no idea that he was hooked until he was in the net.
We got like 1 more minute, guys. So if anybody's got any last-minute questions, go ahead and type them in. Or you just want to say goodnight or check you out or anything like that.
It's the time for it.
And we will talk this week. We can make that happen. Babe, you want to go to the beach in Texas, fish with Stanley?
Yeah, I tell you what.
Fish with Stanley in October?
We're talking about some beach fishing down here in Texas. Kelly, you and your family are welcome anytime. And anytime you come down here, we are going to have an adventure. And if we're talking strictly YouTube stuff, we will get you YouTube content, period, bar none. The best fishing is going to be September, October, late August, September, October. As far as catching fish, that's going to be the best time. But regardless of that, don't even worry about that. Anytime you can come down here, we're going to have an absolute blast. It doesn't matter, and we will get you some good content on the channel. You know, hold 9 yards. We'll have fun with it. We need to talk off the camera about accommodations, and I think that's probably about it. Accommodations would be the biggest issue.
All right, folks. Hey, thanks for coming in tonight. Thanks for watching. If you'll find Stanley's link in the description box here below after this video. Good night, everybody.
Hey, appreciate you, Kelly. Thank you very much. And everybody who showed up, Heavy Stringers, Triple Tail, thank you, guys. We'll catch y'all on the next one. And, you know, stay safe out there.
All right, we're gone.